Oh, welcome back. Summer may be winding down, depending on who you ask. And as we head into fall, now is the perfect time to give your finances a reset.
Here with 5 money moves to make now the host of the Financial Tea podcast and author of Future Rich Person, The New Rules for Building Wealth, Haley Stacks, better known as Mrs. Dow Jones. She's here to talk about all this fun stuff.
We can't speak, but you know money,
gosh,
so thank you for putting up with us.
Yeah.
We are ready to go. Don't worry. It's a Monday morning.
Tell us, why is the fall the time of year where it's like, okay, we got to reset?
Yeah.
Because summer's so expensive, right? And then you just sort of, right? And you're going out more, you're traveling. It's a time where you sort of forget to do all of the tasks that you know that you should be doing.
Yeah.
And so I always like to do a fall money reset, because then you can sort of recalibrate before the end of the year, which is going to be here before we know it. And that's expensive. The holidays, you know.
Oh, yeah.
If you think summer's bad, Christmas will get you.
The quiet before the storm.
Yeah.
So you call this the future rich person reset. What do you mean by that? How does a future rich person think about his or her finances?
So it's not really an amount in your bank account when you think like a future rich person. It more is someone who is thinking about their future self with their actions now.
Okay.
You know, like instead of spending in the moment and, you know, having that YOLO attitude, someone who's really thinking about, okay, what about 10 years from now? What about 20 years from now? Am I going to be set up? What can I do today to make sure tomorrow me is ready?
Right. So instead of doing all of the summer sales, think about, I'll take that money and maybe put it into something else.
And they're coming. Those Labor Day sales, they're going to come get you.
They're already here.
There's 5 money moves we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
So what is the find your summer spending hangover?
Yes. So this is just all about dropping an anchor. This is the first step, and actually looking through your bank statements and your credit card statements for the last 3 months. And so, you know, we're sort of looking for those subscriptions that you can cancel, maybe any categories where spending has increased, large purchases that are on a credit card, expenses that surprised you. And so this is just your moment to sort of figure out, okay, where am I at, so that then we can figure out where am I going.
Okay. Then you say start the holiday sinking fund now.
Yeah, because the holidays, like we said, they're coming right now. They're right around the corner. So I recommend for this, you look through your spending for the holidays last year and you figure out, okay, is it going to be similar to that? And then we can start to automate deposits in your high yield savings account in that amount. So say I think I'm going to spend $1,200 over the holidays and I have 8 paychecks between now and then. That's $150 per paycheck, and I can automate that amount so that when the holidays arrive, I'm not putting it on a credit card and getting further into debt. And if I think, oh, $1,200, that was way too much last year, what was I doing? That's also good information, right? Because then you can say, okay, well, maybe I need to cut back this year.
Lay it all out.
That's a smart move.
Next is your emergency fund, specific target. Give that a specific target.
Yes, so your emergency fund, obviously emergencies are not predictable, they're emergencies, but we can predict how much money you will need to survive them to a certain extent. And so the best way to do this is to look at how much it costs for you to live your life in a bare bones way. So just like your rent, your groceries, your utilities, your insurance, add that all up. And that is how much you're going to need per month in your emergency fund. And so make that your first target, just to get 1 month of bare bones living expenses in that high yield savings account.
So that's it. You have 1 month is a good emergency kind of timeline to
well,
have. Like
I like a 3 to
month.
6 month emergency fund, but I always, you know, we want to make a small goal so that we can actually hit it, because it can feel a little intimidating when you see the number in a hole, but you know, just sprint to that first goal first.
And say what you need in a month, and then say, okay, maybe I can do
Right. So you
3.
expand out.
Next, say put your long-term wealth on autopilot. What does that mean?
Yes, so I don't know at Pix11 if you guys have retirement plans.
We have no long-term wealth.
We do. We have a 401k. Yes, we do.
We have a piggy bank.
But that's what I'm saying is, I mean, when was the last time you actually looked at the 401k and, you know, went into the portal and said, am I contributing enough? Could I contribute more? Am I getting that match? If you get an employer match, make sure that you're getting it. And then for people who don't have 401ks offered at their jobs, this is a great opportunity to open up an IRA. and just make sure that we have some money invested for the future, because that is really what's going to set you up for retirement. I mean, that is the secret to financial success.
Yeah.
And something we forget about so often because we're so living in the now, we don't realize that down the road there's going to be sometime we're like, I hope it is. Last is do a year-end financial preview.
So this is really big. So obviously we talked about, year end is coming, holidays are around the corner. But besides the holidays, when, we reach December, that's also when all your annual subscriptions hit and your insurance renews and you got your medical expenses.
It's
and
a
your
wonderful
tax
time.
It's
like it's Christmas all the time.
I know, Santa comes and so does the IRS.
Yeah,
That's right.
So perfect.
We've got to make sure that we're ready for all of them. So
Yeah.
it's just, the whole point of this is really just about taking a step back and setting yourself up so there's no surprises. We're not pulling wool over our eyes, and we're in control versus, feeling like we're out of control and it's overwhelming.
Fantastic tips.
Thank you, Haley.
Oh my gosh, all of a sudden I'm doing an audit in
I
my
know.
brain.
I
For
gotta
more
make sure my
financial information, you
401k.
can follow Haley at Mrs. Dow Jones on Instagram.